Today, I am going to I am going to give you some important messages so that you can easily be fluent, so that you can learn English easily. And my only motto is to teach you English easily, and my another aim is to make you understand that English is not very difficult. This is the language that can be learned easily by achieving some techniques, right? And so you can ask me that what are the best techniques of learning English, and what is the best way of learning English. So here I can use some word, something, and which are absolutely plural. And you know that what is the best technique of learning English? This cannot be the best way of talking about learning English, because you know that the best way, there is no any best way of learning English. There are many best ways of learning English, right? So there are many things of learning English. So you can understand that you cannot just learn English by following only one technique, or by following only the best technique. Okay, so you can just say that there are many best techniques of learning English, and you have to follow most of the techniques if you want to be fluent in English, and if you want to achieve fluency in English. Okay, and just I can mention some techniques, and that can be very much helpful and useful for the English practitioners or for the new English beginners, right? And if you just ask me that what can be the best techniques or the better techniques to be fluent in English for the English beginners or for the English practitioners, right? And just I can mention only one thing, and after that one thing, after that I would like to mention another thing, and then another thing. So there are three or four or five or many things you can just understand, because you know that there are many best techniques, as I have said before to you, that there are many best techniques of learning English. So my first suggestion is to make you understand, so that you follow this kind of technique. So you have to use some short sentences at the time of using your English, because you know that if you want to use some long sentences, then of course you cannot understand where you are making mistakes. And if you use some short sentences in your English communication, then of course you can understand, and you will be understandable, and you can just easily find out the problems that you face in your English communication, right? And if you just use, or if you try to use some long sentences, and I know that using long sentences was also my habit, and just I cannot just avoid this kind of habit to use long sentences in communication in English, right? So at first you have to understand that you have to avoid using long sentences to make your audience understandable, right? And try to use some short sentences, and this will absolutely be so much common to each and everyone, and to also you, right? And if you use some short sentences at the time of communicating with others, or at the time of delivering English with others, especially of course if you use short sentences, then of course you can easily find out the mistakes that you have made in your communication, right? And so try to avoid long sentences to use in your communication, English communication actually. And you know that and another thing I can just of course say to you, to make you conscious about using using English. Okay, and I can just only say that do not try to use some difficult words. You know that there are many English difficult words and tongue twisters also. You know the tongue twister always very much difficult to understand, especially the persons who are absolutely expert in English. Uh, can be can be understood by this kind of person. And if you just use tongue twisters before the common English learners, then just they cannot understand you, and they feel embarrassment before you. And if you just use some common words and which are absolutely common to each and everyone, and this English communication will be so much better for you and for the other people, and who are absolutely strangers. They can be also the English beginners, and of course you have to understand something, that English is not easy to understand if you try to use always difficult words or tongue twisters. Okay, so try to use some simple words so that the other people can understand you easily, and you should be habituated with the use of some simple words, right? And though I am actually used to use some difficult words at the time of using English, and I am just also habituated with the words which are absolutely called smart words in English. And sometimes my friends also say to me that you are trying to use some tongue twister, so you should not use tongue twister at the time of using English words, because that kind of word actually make us very much puzzled, because we just cannot understand the words that you use in your communication, English communication, right? And but I am just or I just try to answer to the question of my friends, that you know that you are the students of English literature, and you have studied many English words. And I know that my friends understand, but they have some complaints against me, that I always try to use some tongue twisters before them. And but it is actually my habit to use some English words, and whenever I get my friends at the time, just I try to use some tongue twister, because I think that is the best place of using tongue twister, you know. And if my do not understand my English, then who will understand my English? Actually, I believe it from the core of my heart. So actually I went other way, because at this moment just I was talking about some techniques to learn English before you. And now another technique I can just refer you so that you can also use this technique. And just avoid try to quick English, right? Quick English means don't try to say something very quickly. Okay, if you want to use English, or if you want to communicate in English with the strangers, with your friends, don't try to use quick English, right? Here quick English means don't try to say something in English very quickly, without understanding and without making any sense, and you do not know what you are saying. So this kind of sentence should be avoided by you. Okay, and try to say some English sentences before the strangers, or before your friends, so that they can understand, and you also can understand what you are saying. And what you are saying is not understood by your friends, so this kind of English can be just fruitless, right? So if you just try to make your English fruitful before your friends or before the strangers, try to use uh, very much systematic English, so that others can understand you and you can understand your English, of course. Okay, I think these three techniques are understood by you well, and if you understand my three techniques that I have given to you, and I think this video will be very much useful and will be very much and this video is also successful video, right? Thank you very much.